Good morning and welcome to BCIT's Grow. I'm your host, Alessio Cusano, and here are your news headlines at 10:30. BC political leaders will become on the campaign trail across the province as the parties race towards the October 19th vote. NDP leader David Eby will be in Terrace in the provincial northwest, looking to regain the Skeena riding that has swung between parties 3 times since 2000. BC Conservatives leader John Rustad will make his way to Kimberley and Cranbrook for 2 events in the East Kootenay region of the province's southeast. Meanwhile, former BC Chief Coroner Lisa Lapointe will join BC Greens leader Sonia Furstenau to make an announcement on the provincial drug crisis in Victoria. With more headlines, here's producer Nicholas Helka.
Attending both the UN General Assembly meeting and The Tonight Show with Stephen Colbert. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is asking members of the House of Commons to pass a motion to trigger an early election. The Canadian Football League will be displaying brand new logos for each team this weekend in honor of Truth and Reconciliation Week. And how an organization is teaching young students to deal with self-doubt. Back to you, Alessio.
Thank you, Nick. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had a busy day in New York, attending both the UN General Assembly meeting and The Tonight Show with Stephen Colbert. While in New York for the United Nations General Assembly meeting, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau featured on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night. The two briefly discussed an expected confidence vote in Parliament this week. Trudeau will return to Ottawa on Wednesday in time for a vote on a motion the Conservatives have threatened to bring today against the minority Liberal government. Trudeau mentioned on the show that his frustration back home in Canada as residents are having trouble paying for groceries, rent, and gasoline. Trudeau added that dental care has expanded to 700,000 people across Canada. A humorous moment during the segment was when Trudeau and Colbert joked around about the confusion behind Canadian bacon.
It's delicious, but you have the wrong name for your bacon. That's just a slice of ham, what you guys have got. Yes.
Well, no, what you call Canadian bacon, we just call back bacon. Real bacon is in long strips.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I accept your apology.
On behalf of... usually be a safe thing to say because we apologize a lot, but I hadn't apologized for that.
All right.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre delivered a campaign-style speech in the House of Commons as he asked other members of Parliament to support a motion that could trigger an early election. Poilievre outlined his plans to increase revenue and reduce insurance rates and debt, cut development taxes, and restore what he calls the promise of Canada. The non-confidence motion Poilievre has put forward is the first test for the minority government since the NDP ended its supply and confidence deal with the Liberals earlier this month. The Bloc Québécois and NDP have already said they will not support the motion, which will be voted on Wednesday. That all but eliminates the possibility of a snap election this week. The Conservatives have another chance to introduce a non-confidence motion on Thursday.
This will be a carbon tax referendum, a carbon tax election. And I know that the media has worked hard to try and avoid me saying the words carbon tax.
Picket lines have gone up at 6 grain terminals in Metro Vancouver as about 600 workers begin a strike. Grain Workers Union Local 333 on Monday said it provided the employer with a comprehensive package last Thursday, but the next day the association indicated it had no counter-offer. A statement issued by the Shipping Federation of Canada says the union and association concluded consultation with help from the federal service on August 26, but could not come to an agreement on a new contract. Now, on the other side of the strike, the union representing handy-door workers in Metro Vancouver has voted to ratify a new collective bargaining agreement with Transdev. Now onto the weather. In Burnaby, it is 15 degrees and partly cloudy, and the sun is out on this fall morning. Those were your 10:30 news headlines. I'm Alessio Cusano, and you're watching BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.
Good morning. I'm Lauren Achille, and this is your sports update to 1040.
In football, rookie Jaden Daniels threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for a score during his remarkable performance last night. The Washington Commanders stunned Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33. Here's the call as Daniel rushes in for a 4-yard touchdown.
B-Rob gets a handoff right up the middle. No, Daniels keeps it, scoots into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Washington! Jaden Daniels again!
This game was definitely memorable as the two teams combined finished with 0 punts and 0 turnovers, which hasn't happened since 1940. The Buffalo Bills defensive back Damar Hamlin's interception helped the Bills win 47-10 last night over the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is important for the player as this was 21 months after he went into cardiac arrest and had to be resuscitated on the field during a game in Cincinnati. Hamlin says his team helped him to recover from his injury.
It wasn't easy, but I'm super thankful to my teammates for just the support and the love. That it was encouraging, and it makes all the emotions way easier when you just go out there and you think about, I just want to make plays for my teammates. It makes it all simple again.
Bills quarterback Josh Allen threw 4 touchdown passes in the first half, leading to the Buffalo win. Football Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre revealed Tuesday at a hearing while testifying that he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He will be speaking before the House Ways and Means Committee in Washington. The longtime Green Bay Packer will give that testimony, focusing on temporary assistance for needy families funds dispersion. Moving on to baseball, Bryce Miller threw 7 shutout innings and Julio Rodriguez had 3 hits and 2 RBIs to help the Seattle Mariners win 6-1 over Houston. This win prevented the Astros from clinching that AL West title. Here's that call as Rodriguez singles to center as Justin Turner scores.
Here we go, 2 outs. 0-2 to Julio with the bases loaded, 1-0 Mariners, top of the 7th. Breaking ball, swinging on up the middle, base hit. Here comes JT.
The Mariners do have a game tonight at 5:15 against the Houston Astros. The Philadelphia Phillies won the NL East for the first time since 2011, claiming the division title with a 6-2 win over the Chicago Cubs. Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto went deep, and pitcher Aaron Nola had 7 strikeouts. Schwarber says the Eastern Division Championship is not an easy thing to get.
With the Braves, some injuries, things like that, but it's still a tough team to play. The Mets, tough team to play. Marlins with the pitching they got. Just top to bottom. Washington too, still a sneaky team, and I feel like that when you can come out with a division title, that's not to be taken lightly. It's really cool.
The Toronto Blue Jays have reinstated Orelvis Martinez from the suspended list. He was suspended for using performance-enhancing drugs back in June, which led to the end of his season. He's been added back to the 40-man roster and optioned to the spring training complex. Outfielder Dalton Varsho has been also transferred to their 60-day injured list. He had undergone surgery for his right shoulder earlier this week. And as for golf, the President's Cup is taking place this Thursday. U.S. team captain Jim Furyk spoke about the passion and drive that golfers have when it comes to the Cup.
I think what makes this event so great is that you see players that are usually stoic, that don't fist pump, that don't show a lot of emotion, and they go bonkers, they run around a green, they fist pump, they're screaming at the top of their lungs, you can't hear them because the crowd's so loud. That's what makes these events so great, and I think that's why both sides and the players enjoy it so much.
And lastly, as for hockey, the Vancouver Canucks will play their first preseason game tonight against the Seattle Kraken at 7. This is the first game out of 2 that will commemorate the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. They changed their Instagram profile photo to honor Truth and Reconciliation, and they'll be playing at home at Rogers Arena. This has been your sports update to 1040. I'm Lauren Achille, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika